Hi,
I'm gonna
kiddo.
put my stuff down. I'll be right back.
Okay. Hey guys, welcome back. So here I am out in the garage again, working on the hold on a second. I don't think I'm in the garage at all. In fact, if I didn't know better, I would think I'm in the Devil's Garden down here on the road to Hole in the Rock. Sure enough.
Hey Dad, that's the Jeep. This isn't the garage. How did we get here?
Well, what have we accomplished today?
Well, nothing yet.
We made it to the end of the effing road.
Hole in the Rock road.
And there's what's left of Lake Powell down there. Gonna have to start calling it Pond Powell.
Rebirth of Glen Canyon.
And if you go about 47 hours back that direction, you'll find civilization. Alrighty, well, I hope you didn't mind that little diversion from the garage. I know I sure needed it. Gray and I took off, loaded the Tacoma up with almost everything we need for camping, and we went down to the Hole in the Rock down on Lake Powell down there. Now where that is you go down to Escalante, Utah, and you go just a tiny bit east, and then you turn off on a dirt road, and I'm pretty sure it's in the neighborhood of 50 miles or better of dirt road to get down to that point where we finally ended up, where we got out and we were hiking down that little draw. So a couple of stories to tell you about that. First of all, that draw is the Hole in the Rock Trail, where the Mormons had to go down there. There was a group of them that were told to go build a town down on, the very southeast part of Utah. And after laboring through all that slick rock and the difficult country to get there, then they got to that point where they were overlooking the Colorado River. And they basically threw a little draw there that was a natural little gap in the rock. They blasted and dug and lowered their stuff down with ropes and got down there. It's about a mile of very steep country, and then they had to cross the river, kind of go up the other side. Now we had been on the other side. I'd been on the other side a couple of times, four-wheeled in there with this Jeep right here, I believe, and Randy had his Hummer, and we've been in there a couple of times. But we had gotten down to Lake Powell, and you can look across and we could see that draw, but I'd never been down it. But I remember looking at it from that east side of the lake thinking, there's no way that people brought wagons down that. And I'm not getting some part of this equation, but they did. So man, were those people tough as nails. We have a theory, Gray and I, as we were driving down that road, and it kept getting more and more remote and hotter and drier and more inhospitable. We decided that the people that got chosen for that job were probably the stinky, mean people in the group who nobody really liked, and they were like, go as far away as you can go down in southern Utah. And then I did mention that we took almost everything we needed for camping, but some bonehead had the wrong container in the truck that did not have the camp stove in it, so we had a cold camp with no hot meals. We now have the truck loaded, double checked, both of us looking through all our stuff to make sure everything is in there, so that won't happen again. But it was a great little trip, and we sure needed to get out of here for a little while and go explore. And it's summer, so I wouldn't be surprised if the pace of the Jeep might slow down just a little bit as I get some more camping trips in. I do have some stuff to show you though, and I got some work that I plan on getting done. So I'm gonna shut up now and get on to that, and we'll see what we can get done here. All right, well, we got an update from, I think it's Power Online Products or something like that. I'll put a link down below to the name of the company that we're buying the power brake booster and master cylinder from. Those finally shipped, so they're in transit now, so those should be getting here quickly or soon. We'll be able to get that in place. That's what we've been holding on to get our fuel pressure regulator placed. While we're waiting for that, from Eastwood.com, the professional guys with body filter and paint and all that stuff, I also bought a new crimping tool for the little crimp-on connectors for all of our bearings of our wire here. So once that gets here, I'll be able to get my ring connectors on there for the water temperature sending unit and the oil pressure sending unit, and then the rest of this, which goes to things like the starter solenoid, etc. So we can get our wiring finished up. And while we're on the subject of wiring, I did order a box of the painless wiring power braid wire loom. Now this is that, I'm not sure how well we're going to be able to see it on the camera here, but it's like braided almost, or a tight mesh instead of the ribbed plastic that you typically do with your wire loom. I'm not sure they have every size of this, so I don't know that I could have replaced everything with this wire loom, but boy, oh boy, do I like the looks of this better than what I got on there. So that will be what closes up this wire loom. And I got enough that I'm thinking about putting this back on my wiring that's going to run underneath the Jeep from the wire, or from the fuel pump up to where we mate into the factory harness from the fuel injection for that fuel pump. Just because, you know, what I've got right now is that cheapo AutoZone stuff that's the ribbed plastic, and I did, I think, like 1/4 inch of that along the frame rail underneath the Jeep. But having looked at this, I think I'd much rather have my fuel pump wire enclosed in this than that. So I might be redoing that as we go. I got plenty of this to do. It's like a 20-foot section of this. On that same topic of wires, I ordered some spark plug wire separator kits, wire loom kits, whatever you want to call them, for spark plug wires. So I ordered 2 different sets, and don't tell anyone at Summit Racing, but I think what we're going to be doing is taking advantage of their kind of 90 days no hassle return policy. I bought 1 kit of spark plug wire separators that was the Summit Racing kit, part number SUM-890041. These are red. And then I bought a kit from Moroso that is black, and I kind of think I've got red spark plug wires. I think the black looks best. I think I'm going to use the black. And what it's got is a collection of, some of these just go between 2 wires and kind of hang on the wires. Others of them are made to go onto one of these brackets, so they kind of slip on. There's a little hole in the bracket, and there's a little round tab in there that kind of goes into the hole to lock it in place. And you take out one of your bolts on the oil, or on the valve covers, and put that bolt through this hole, and then this is going to be standing up off the valve cover, and your 2 wires are going to clamp down in there and keep them nice and tidy. So I think I prefer the Moroso ones, so we're going to go with that. We're going to go with the black wire separators and our red MSD spark plug wires. Should be a nice contrast. I also did get a different coil bracket, one that has already got horizontal mounting plates on it. So my little fabbed up thing is not really going to cut it. We're going to take all that off and put a different coil bracket on there. So plenty of stuff to work on ignition related stuff while we wait for these last couple of parts to come in. But I'm really excited to get my brakes hooked up, because I've been holding off on putting my brake pedal assembly and clutch pedal assembly back in until I get the master cylinder in place. And I've also then been further waiting to get my steering column in, because I wanted to have, you know, you kind of want to get the brakes and all that bracket in there, because the steering column bolts to that. So you got to kind of do your pedals first, then you can do your steering column, Then I'll know where everything is over on that side of the firewall, and I'll be able to get that fuel pressure regulator in its place. And then I can finish off my braided steel line and my rubber fuel delivery line and my line back to the return line, and there we go. We'll have a fuel delivery system ready to deliver the fuel. So I'll probably mess around a little bit. I'm not gonna make you watch me over my shoulder while I get these all placed, because I think this is gonna be a little bit of kind of trial and error, kind of like, do I want 3 wires hooked together here, or 4 or 2? So there's, in this kit, there's some different kind of mounting brackets that are some of these that have kind of a couple of different bends on them. So again, this is a bolt goes in your valve cover, goes through here, and then you could put a holder on the end. And then the holders themselves, the free floating ones, you get one that holds 2 wires and one that holds 3 wires and one that holds 4 wires. So as you're, drop that right under the middle of the Jeep. Have I talked before about how when you drop something, it goes to the geographic center of the vehicle? There we go. If I'm gonna have to go into there, might as well make it worth my while, right? So anyway, you get one that'll do 2 wires, 3 wires, and 4 wires. I will shut the camera off and shinny my fat butt back under the Jeep and collect all that stuff again. And then we'll get our spark plug wires laid out. So don't go away. I'll show you what it looks like when I get it done. All right, well, let's have a look-see at version 1 of our spark plug wire routing. So I'm a little concerned about these two. They're gonna have to straddle the steering column or something. So I'm not sure that's where we're gonna have it forever. I did put one little bendy one there. I'm not sure, totally satisfied with that yet. But also I did get a different coil mount. I'm not sure the light's too great in there, but it's from MSD. It's kind of a vertical mounted one with a flange going off to the side to go right in my bolt hole. So this is my coil wire, which still hasn't been terminated, but we'll go here to the coil. And then we come over here and go down the passenger side bank. So that side I think looks okay, but and that side doesn't look too bad. Again, just a little concerned about the steering column over there. So, and plug number 2 here, seems like that's one of the shorter wires, and I don't know where I can get a longer one to go there. Maybe I can swap 2 and 5 here, 2 and 4. And get a little more length out of that. Let's see if I can get that to line up a little better. I don't know what I'm doing with the camera here. I probably got that thing right in your nose. I'm sorry. But yeah, so there's version 1. I think placement of my brackets are okay. These are kind of the floaters that just hook to the wire and just keep everything spaced. And then you can see here we've got a bracket mounted to a bolt on the valve cover. Same thing over here. Got one bolted down. So I'll probably leave that for now. Back here I am out in the garage working on the Jeep again, and wait, hang on a second. I'm not in the garage at all. Where the heck am I? I'm not in the garage at all. Where the heck am I? Well, wait, hold on. I don't think I'm in the garage. I'm down here in the Devil's Garden on the road to Hole in the Rock. I was slow again. Wait, just pause a little because I'm starting to...
Dad, how's the Jeep cup? This isn't the garage.